Government corruption has never been more prevalent or caused more harm. It's why extremism is on the rise. It's why the financial gap between the haves and have-nots has never been wider. And it's why our planet is at risk of an extinction level tragedy. That's why I need your help to keep exposing the truth about the rot on both sides of the aisle. Become a supporter or a friend of the show today by clicking on the coffee link in the description box below. Friends of the show join me on a Zoom hangout once a month, and you guys can ask me any questions you want, and I can get to know you better. But the most important reason to help is to keep the show alive. Together, we can and will save our country and our planet. Thanks in advance and enjoy the show. So do you have a trial date scheduled, or are you still waiting on that? Or
I'm waiting. Yeah, I haven't had that. I haven't had a court hearing for like 6 months, 7 months. Yeah. Something like that. So it's been a minute.
Wow. Okay. And can you say if they've approached you with any kind of plea deal?
I could say that I'll say this, any plea deal I ain't taking, period. And, and there's been some completely ridiculous, things that they have said. So I'll just say that, no matter what they throw at me, I will not accept it. Just be from the mere fact of, I don't know. It's maybe my moral, conviction on the situation, or just like, my own knowledge of what is out there and what is against me, and who has conjured up like these claims. Like, it's very the correlation between, you know, what Rudy Giuliani, Trump, and all of the, I guess, GOP terrorists on the right who have came out against me, who have targeted me. Like, the narrative is exactly the same as what the DOJ is coming after me for. So I'm like, this is nothing more than political, I don't know, just a political circumstance that, you know, will be proven, be disproven in a way of what they're saying. So that, yeah, I can't plead guilty to any of those things in good conscience. Like, if a judge were to tell me, like, because after you plead guilty, right, and you say, oh, I'll accept this plea deal, you're going to go in front of the judge, and the judge is going to ask you, oh, well, do you plead guilty to these charges? And I couldn't say, in good honesty, I couldn't say yeah. I cannot say yes, because I don't believe that. Even if, let's say this, you know, they were like, we will, you know, diminish, you know, 6, or we'll diminish like, let's say 5 charges out of the 7, and we'll give you just probation, you know, and somehow they get me to agree to this, right? Like, let's say that. Even then, I could not in good conscience say that I am guilty of any of those things, because I didn't go there to do any, like, protest to overturn an election. None of these things. Like, I'm not even a supporter of Trump. So, like, how are you gonna claim that any of these charges are based on any sort of factual premise? And this is like where, you know, I have a problem, is because there's plenty of other journalists who went in, and it's not like I understand, like, if they're going to treat, you know, everyone equal, and it didn't matter if you were a journalist, it didn't matter if you're a Trump supporter, it didn't matter if you were a politician who went in there who wasn't supposed to be in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, all I'm saying is that if they were treating everyone equal, then sure, great. I will understand that, but they're obviously being politicized. And that's why I really think there's people inside the DOJ that, you know, are Trump loyalists. And I pray or hope that the January 6th committee is able to do a very thorough job. From what I've seen, they have been very secretive and also straightforward on what they're doing. And I think both are very beneficial to the overall objective of making sure evidence isn't hidden, making sure they get the story straight, because too much interjection of people's opinions and people's perspectives that might be false or might influence somebody else's, I guess, testimony who would come in. Because if let's say they listen to somebody else's testimony, right? And they already know what this guy said, And so by them coming in, another guy coming in and testifying, they're going to tailor that message from what, their Confederate comrade over there said. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going to shape a narrative that is false, and where you don't have the ability to hear somebody else. Now that cuts that out. So that's why I think it's good. And it also does not, they're not working with the DOJ, which I was like, yes, that's exactly what we need, because they know from what that states right there, they know that Trump loyalists are embedded in every single branch of our democracy. And this is because an aspect, right, to destroy our government, to destroy democracy itself, which is what they're trying to do, and to even plan something to what they plan, it has to be in every single branch. I'm talking FBI. I'm talking, it could be CIA, but I really think, it would make sense, right? Because if he's going to go all the way, he's going to go all the way. And this means top military officials too. Like it doesn't, like no one is free, or no organization in the government is free from the coup that Trump tried to implement.
Yeah. It's been proven that there were officers there that day who were Trump fans who, were taking photos with people, or helping some people escape accountability after the fact. We know that to be the case. So of course, there's going to be people, and it's fine. You can have different political beliefs. Obviously, everybody's not going to think the same or have the same political beliefs in all the government agencies. It's whether or not you allow that to affect and impact your job and doing the right thing. So,
yeah. If you think about this, I would say, from what I've experienced, most police officers are on the right. Like maybe I'm wrong, but from what I've seen, a lot of them are, because it's back the blue. All these Trump supporters, all during 2020 is like back the blue rallies and Trump rallies. This is like a common thing. You don't see a back the blue rally and BLM rallies, and or just like, and
I think the way that they handled the BLM rallies and the protests after Breonna Taylor's death and all of that. I saw it, in my home city, where they literally allowed Proud Boys and other Trump supporters to attack the BLM protesters, and they did nothing.